play. I wanna sing my song. I just wanna run and not be gone too long, 'cause this time is precious still. I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream. No one's taken that from you. Only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside. Look deep into your heart and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see
Hello, Celebration Center, and welcome. My name is Stephanie Snow. I am on the board here, and today I am your host. Please settle in with me, allowing a breath to come in, fill your body with life, and release. Breathe in and release. Breathe in and release. And I want to remind you, if you are in the room, to silence your cell phones. Today we have a wonderful service plan for you. The tech crew, first of all, invisible, but making this all possible. Your practitioner, your acting practitioner is me, because anyone can pray. And our guest speaker is Reverend J.J. Gioducci. Yay, a repeat guest, because we love her so much. And we have our music director, Lynn, who is also a singer-songwriter, also award-winning, and also a teacher. She teaches guitar and ukulele, in case you're interested. So please welcome with me, Lynn Hollyfield.
Thank you, Stephanie. We're going to start with our opening song. That is by Chris Delmhorst. It's called Everything is Music, and it's based on a quote from Rumi. So the lyrics are there. Please sing with me. Well, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Everything is music. Yes, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play. Tell me, why do you stay in jail when the door is wide open? That door is wide open. The door is wide open. Tell me, why do you stay in jail when the door is wide open? Let the beauty that you love be what you do. Stop your talking now and open up the window, the one right there in the middle of your heart. Give us your hand and sit down in the circle. You know you have no reason to keep yourself apart. Well, the day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. No, no, don't go back to sleep. No, no, don't go back to sleep. Well, the day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. There's a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Don't worry now about saving all these songs. There's so many more just waiting to be found. And if all these instruments should disappear, we'd still hear something coming up from way down in the ground. Welcome to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Everything is music. Yes, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play. Everything is music. Let it play. Everything is music. Let it play.
Thank you, Lynn. We are blessed to have you with us. And now I'd like to have you all read our vision, purpose, and mission. We don't always do the whole shebang here, but I just thought you'd like to see it all in context. Our vision: awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our purpose: celebrate spirit within and know the oneness of all life. And our mission: provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Thank you. Now, I had a reading that was perfect, carefully chosen by me about transformation, and I forgot to bring the book. So I am going to let God decide what's going on here, and I'm going to go just open up this book. It wasn't from this book, it was from Can We Talk to God, which is a great book. But I am going to just open up randomly to this book and read you. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Since the truth is infinite, there is room for eternal expansion, so that man and women passes from glory to glory, from one plane to another. Or, as Jesus put it, in my Father's house are many mansions. The spiritual identity itself remains individual and unique, though forever expanding. We cannot now visualize what the future development may be, but it is inevitable that we shall pass from this state of being into ever-ascending states forever. Wow, that's transformation for you. I want to let you know, before we go into our prayer. Oh, and Ivor, could you bring up the treatment screen? That you can submit a prayer request holding up this card, using this card if you want, if you're here. You can also put it in online. We have request prayer on our website, and you can also use this QR code. If you find it. If you don't, that's fine. I'm kind of springing this on our tech crew at the last minute. Yeah, yes. These guys are amazing. It's all right if I forgot the reading, as long as we didn't forget the tech crew. So I want to just remind you of the 5 steps of prayer. Now, Ernest Holmes himself said, and I had this in a book that I was going to read about, that there isn't really one way to pray. But he did talk about these 5 stages that are usually implicit in affirmative prayer. And for that matter, you know, there are all kinds of prayer, and we welcome all kinds of prayer here. We have our traditional way of praying, but anyway is great. Talking to God, talking to presence, talking to the divine. There is one divine presence, one universal spirit, one infinite being. This present being spirit is everywhere and is personified in me and in all of us. Knowing this principle, I declare that our center is a beacon of light, bringing awareness of our true nature to all of us. That we are infinitely creative, that we are here to embody goodness and beauty. Remembering that goodness and beauty are at the core of our being, even when appearances show otherwise. I give thanks for this knowledge of who I really am, of who we really are. I am grateful for our celebration center shining the light of this truth. I release this declaration into creation and allow it to be. And so it is. Lynn is changing guitars here. I kind of gave her a difficult task today. She had to switch from one to the other, and she didn't know I was going to ask this, but she was willing to accommodate me and us. Thank you, Lynn.
Oh,
And now, take it away, Lynn.
my pleasure, my pleasure. I'm going to share a song. Being this is about, our talks are about boundaries, setting healthy boundaries. I'm going to do a Karen Drucker song called Gentle with Myself. I will be gentle with myself. I'll be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go so fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I'll only go so fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. And I will only go so fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I'll only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I rock myself like a newborn baby child. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I love myself like a newborn baby child.
Thank you, Lynn. As an elder now, I can tell you that that is one of the secrets of life, being gentle on ourselves, loving ourselves. And now, I would like to introduce our speaker. Reverend J.J. Dioducci is a much requested speaker here. She's based at the Center for Spiritual Living in Greater Cincinnati. Much of her work revolves around inclusion, diversity, and social justice within the CSL community and in partnership with other organizations. She also provides ecclesiastical support to her center, like strategic planning and managing social media venues. As if that's not enough, she assists the senior minister with counseling, teaching, and Sunday talks. And fortunately for us, she makes time to bless us with her presence. Please welcome with me Reverend J.J. Gioducci. She's coming through the internet. Reverend JJ, can you show us yourself? Turn on your video. Yay! We knew she could perform this miracle.
Wonderful, wonderful. How are you all today? I want everybody to say fabulous. All right. Libby, can you hear me okay? Well, my talk today, in terms of transformation, is not from the lesson plan. I wrote this one because there's so many people that are going through a transformation. It's the collective we. So today, I want to talk to you about abundant grace. Abundant grace. 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. And I'm asking you to hold on to this little affirmation I wrote. It's called Spirit is Infinite Source and Supply. And we know that. But today, yesterday, maybe tomorrow, it will be hard for us to remember and to embrace that sometimes because things are challenging. I won't say difficult, I'll say challenging. And the reason I say things are challenging is because we're all going through something right now. Lynn's song was so appropriate. Be gentle with ourselves. Be gentle with yourself, and hold yourself like a newborn baby child. We all need to do that today. And we need to hold each other that way too. I love metaphysical teaching, and that's why I am a science of mind practitioner as well as a minister, because I love it. And Ernest Holmes wrote a quote, but first I want to tell you what it said in the New Testament of the Bible, 1 John 4:18. And it said, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. It is a profound reflection on the power of love that we overcome obstacles and move and spiral more and more lovingly into our spiritual growth. Ernest Holmes, if you can think about what I just read from 1 John and compare it to what Ernest Holmes said, he said, perfect love casteth out fear, and fear not, little flock. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. He said, fear is the antithesis of faith. It is the negation of confidence. Like faith, fear may be conscious or subjective, and if it is to be eliminated, it must be removed from both consciousness and subjectivity. Okay, and that's in the Science of Mind Glossary 593.5. So many of us today are experiencing things that we never thought we'd see. Some of us, we never thought we'd see them again, because if we think hard, we've been here before. We have been here in some form or fashion before. I'm old enough to know that's true. I've been on this planet 6 decades plus, and I'm so grateful for that, because I fear not. I get frustrated, but I fear not. So as we are experiencing challenges in our world today, in our lives, in our communities, some more than others, I must say that, we're looking at the news a little bit too much, and we're listening to the what ifs. And what are we going to do? And how are we going to do it? And I'm here to tell you today that you will do it, because faith moves mountains, and our faith, our collective faith, can move more than that. There's a shift going on right now in our world, especially here in our country, especially in our neighborhoods. So what do we do about it? What do we do about the price of eggs? What do we do about milk going up? What do we do about it? Well, there was a parable, and I'm going to read it to you from Luke 9:13 with Jesus and his disciples, and then I'm going to share the metaphysical interpretation of that. Luke 9:13 says, but he said, you got to give them something to eat. And the disciples told Jesus, we have no more than 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, unless we go and buy food for all these people. Now, you know, Jesus was miraculous, and he was our way shower. Notice, our way shower. And he took the 2 loaves of bread and those 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, and fed the multitude that was there in Galilee. He fed them. How do we do that? How do we do that now when things are as expensive as they are, when we are in spiritual stress sometimes and emotional stress? And I'm asking you and inviting you, if you can't fall on your knees and pray, sit on your bed and pray. Sit in your chair and pray. And just say, Spirit, guide me through this. I'm willing to surrender to thy will, Spirit, because there are things I don't know and I don't understand this. It's okay not to understand it. It is truly okay. But throughout American history, our ancestors, those that came before us, did the same thing. The Great Depression of 1929 going into the 30s, this was the most challenging thing in history for our country before we had to deal with COVID. Now, my uncle used to tell me when I was in 8th grade and I'd read my American history book, and I'd say, Uncle, it was hard with the Depression. You people didn't have anything. And he said, what's in that book, gal? And I'd tell him what's in the book. And he said, everything is not in that book. Let me tell you, I did not know that my uncle lived through the Great Depression. When I was in high school and junior high school, he had things to tell me about that. And he said, you know, we started caring about our country a little bit more during the Depression because the president said, we're going to take care of the environment. And that made jobs for so many of us. Mama got food in burlap sacks, flour and sugar and rice all came in burlap sacks. And we wore red bud drawers. And I said, red bud what? He said, drawers. And I said, what? He said, underwear, gal, underwear. I said, how do you get underwear for you to wear out of flour sacks and sugar sacks? He said, because the burlap, mama knew how to make things and she recycled. So the girls had dresses and we had underwear. We shared with each other in the community, down on the farm. We had to, because a little went a long way if you shared it with others. I'm thinking, in our urban areas, we don't have farms, we have little gardens now. But you know what? I'm one of those people that have a little garden. We grow tomatoes and peppers. You know, we grow cauliflower and this thing called Chinese eggplant that my partner just adores. But we share. We don't charge anybody for anything. We share. And we reach out to see if somebody needs something. That's what transforming our lives are about right now, is setting boundaries, yes, but knowing when to ask for help and look to help others. And I say look to help others because some people, you've heard the expression, I believe many of you may have, pride goeth before a fall. Mama used to tell me that. And I know what it means now. You got to ask for help, but you also have to look to see who needs help to reach over that fence walk through the gate and say, neighbor, how you doing? What do you need today? How can I help you? When I look at this and everything we're going through, when I look at what we're hearing, and I'm saying, sit in the silence right now, people. Sit in the silence and pray. You have a wonderful musician. Get one of Lynn's CDs, put it on, put it in your car, take it to the park and put on some headphones and just walk around the parking lot if you can't walk around the track at the park. And just listen and observe the bounty that Spirit has made for us with all the flowers in bloom and the chipmunks running past your feet. Look at that. And I'm inviting you to be grateful for the now, because we're passing through. That's all we're doing. We're passing through. Things will be better. And we're going to say, well, it was tough then, but we're doing this now. Yes, we are. Because our faith gets us there. In the 70s, when the oil crisis was afoot in our nation, we didn't know how we were going to buy gas. We didn't know how we were going to get our kids to school sometimes. But the oil crisis also increased the price of food, right? Because it's shipped over in many cases, or it's trucked throughout the country to get to us, to the stores. We had inflation before. Again, think about what Jesus did. He made do with what he had. And that story, that parable of the 2 fish and the 5 loaves of bread is just letting us know, make do with what you have. And when I think about making do, I think about my mama. I think about my mama feeding 8 kids, plus herself and daddy, plus Nan upstairs, and plus any other kid that was in the neighborhood that happened to be at our house. Well, there were kids at our house every day. So mama would say, she would call us once because she said, I'm only going to call for you once. So we were all listening. And we were outside playing, and she'd say, Lil Jay, y'all come on in here and get to eat. Now, wash your hands now. Wash your hands before you sit at my table. And we'd come in and we'd leave our little friend outside or two. And mama was very, very astute. She'd look out that front door and she'd see the fellow across the street or somebody on our steps. And she'd say, baby, you hungry? You want some tea? Yes, ma'am. Miss Pearl, I can eat today. Let me call your mama and see if it's all right. Because back then, everybody called your mama on those old dial phones, rotary phones. And the mama said yes, usually. But every now and then, what I didn't understand then and I understand now, the mama would walk down to our house because the kid was there. And she'd say, well, I appreciate you feeding my son. I didn't know what I was going to cook today. And mama picked up on that cue. I'm thinking she had so much food, she didn't know what to put on the stove to cook. It wasn't that. Mama was hungry too. She was going to feed her child first and grateful that a neighbor fed her child, right? So mama picked up on it and she said, sugar, you want some to eat? You want some to eat? Yes, Miss Pearl, I can eat too. Go on in there and wash your hands and come on to the table. You see, you have to make room for people at the table. Our table was built for 6 to 8 people. Sometimes we'd have 10 or 12 around the table. Mama brought out the kitchen chairs. The kids ate at a little table, the children's table. I was so glad to graduate from that table. I didn't know what to do. But she had room because she made room. We had enough to eat. Beans and rice went a long way. You go to a restaurant to get beans and rice now on the menu, it costs a small fortune. But of course, they add sour cream. Mama didn't have sour cream. She added butter. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to remember, those of you who are 40 and over, those of you who lived through COVID, remember how you made do. Remember how your ancestors made do. Remember, this metaphysical reading of that chapter of the parable. The disciples' concern about the scarcity of food represents the limitations we perceive in our material world. Jesus' response highlights the need to shift our mindset from lack to abundance, recognizing that through faith, divine power, and inner resources, there is always enough to provide and fulfill life's needs. There was always enough. But if we come from a place of lack, it is never enough, because we're always looking at the very next thing. Spiritually, that verse about the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread teaches us this also: the importance of divine provision. Many people think I've always had a corporate job, I've always been a minister. Not so. I dropped out of college. My parents took away my allowance and said, you don't need it, you need a job now. Grown people have a job. I'm thinking, how could they do that to me? Well, as long as you were in school, we said we were going to help you. We were going to help support you. But you dropped out of college, so you must get a job. I thought they were the meanest parents in the world, and I told everybody so too. But if I went to any of my relatives that were older than me, they said they're trying to teach you a lesson. This is the lesson of that Bible verse. Looking for your spiritual provision, it is always there. We are always abundant. We always have enough. It invites us to be generous with others and have the ability to step in to the divine presence of the divine presence of the present day. Okay? There's a song, and I won't try to sing it for you because Lynn may say, Reverend JJ, don't try to sing anymore. But it's a song that I used to hear in church as a little girl. And it says, I've had some good days. I've had some bad days. And I've had some hills to climb. It says, I've had some sleepless nights and some weary nights, But the lyricist says, but when I look around and think things over, all my good days outweigh my bad days. And I won't complain. And I can't complain. And so it is. Thank you.
Beautiful talk, Reverend JJ. Thank you. I'm going to share an original song. This is called Our Place in the World. Mirrors, the glass gives reflection, another way of connection to our place in the world. Looking at what's been left behind, it's okay, there's more to find in our place in the world. Water, when we're still like water, there's a reflection. You see us as we are. Underwater, a current is flowing with a deeper knowing of who we are. Believing separation isn't real, we're mirroring how we feel in our place in the seeking to see myself in everyone,
all the beings are truly one and have a place in the world. Water, be still as water in our reflection. See us as we are. Mirror what is flowing and the deeper knowing of who we truly are. Learning what we see is you and me, and each and every living being has a place in our world. Learning what we see is you and me, and each and every living being has a place in our world.
Thank you, Lynn, for blessing us with your creation, your creativity. I think it was first heard here, right? Yep. And let's give another thank you to our speaker, Reverend J.J. Gioducci. Thank you so much. And now it is time for our gifts and offerings. We are a tithing community, which means that we give 10%, we donate 10% of what we receive from you. And your presence is a gift to our community, and we are so grateful. If you want to donate monetarily, there are several ways you can do so. If you're here, you can drop cash or check in the basket over there. You can scan the QR code. And let me see, you can also go on our website. And you can also mail your gift. Our street address is on our website. So please repeat after me the offertory affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And now we bless our donations. We know that these donations are used for the greater good in the universe. And so it is. Thank you, God. Now is the time in our community to recognize any people who are new to us. If you are online, you can give us your name and how you found us. So if you're online, please introduce ourselves. And also you can fill out a guest card. You can fill it out here, you can fill it out online. If you filled it out here, you can drop it in the basket. And the important thing that we want is your name and really your email so that we can send you our newsletter telling you everything that's happening in our world. If you did fill out a guest card and you're not getting the newsletter on Saturdays, check with me or fill out another card because I may have entered your email incorrectly. Oh, and the other thing you can do is check in your junk mail or your spam folder because it might be hiding out there. And now for our announcements. Today we are having our Let's Talk About God discussion group after service at 12:15. Yeah, does anybody want to say more about the discussion group? I know some of you have been here. Oh, Harrison's going to do it. My husband.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's so lovely to get together and think philosophically with the brilliant minds that we have in this room. We'll be online as well if you want to join us on the Zoom room. And it's really a chance to start, we hear this great stuff, but how do we really integrate it and put it in practice and live it? That is the big question, right? So how are you living spirituality in your life? What is that spirituality, and what's it teaching you, and how are you living it? Those are the kind of questions that we discuss. It's all yes and, there's no yes but. So love to have you join us at 12:15 today, ET time. Turn it back over to lovely Stephanie.
Oh, I'm actually going to call Harrison back up, but I wanted to let you know next week we're having our board meeting after service. Also, you can attend online or in person. And next week, Reverend Faith is going to be here, so please come to enjoy her talk. But Harrison has an event that he is planning here that I want him to tell you what it is. It hasn't been in the newsletter yet. This is the first time we announced it. You'll see it next week.
Well, some of you, I guess many of you know, I facilitate the Family Constellations Workshop. So June 14th on a Saturday, we'll have an in-person workshop here. And this fits in totally to the theme of change and transformation. And generally you think of change as something, okay, I've got some mind, thought, goal, and I'll work on it in some particular way. But there's a lot of power in going beyond the conscious mind and finding out where our thoughts are coming from and changing it on a somatic subconscious level, which is what this work is about. And then things can move very quickly and we don't know exactly how they're moving because it's beyond the mind, but it happens. Change can happen very fast. So everyone's invited here, and as members, we have pay the half of the workshop, and it goes to the center. So love to have you. Put that date down, June 14th. Love to see you here on that Saturday afternoon. Back over to Stephanie.
Thanks, Harrison. And you don't have to be a member, you just have to contribute through the website. So even if you are not an official member, sign up through the website and you can get that half price. And now for our closing song.
Okay, so since we're a team here, based on Reverend JJ's talk, we're switching the closing song. It's one that I hope you're pretty familiar with, but we're going to show a video of the very beautiful song "Room at the Table" by Carrie Newcomer.
Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is a room at the table for everyone. This is where it all begins. This is how we gather in. There is room at the table for everyone. Too long we have wandered, burdened and undone, but there is room at the table for everyone. Let us sing the new world in. This is how it all begins. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter where There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all. No gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is room at the table for everyone. This is how we gather in for everyone. Everyone.
I want to remind you that our practitioners are happy to pray with you after service. Just ask. And now for our closing affirmations. Stand up if you like, and please repeat after me. I am enough. I have enough. I am grateful that I have enough to share. And so it is.